It's Week 18 of the National Football League.
Here is Cam Little, ready to get this thing started. And off we go from Houston. This is fielded inside the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
When we had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike, it almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
Motion man is Rice. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston. That is 16th touchdown of the year. Well, fireworks right out of the gate here, Greg. It only takes 2 plays to put 6 on the board, and they do it with a big touchdown.
Mike, each week when we talk to teams, they emphasize how important it is to get off to a fast start. Well, this team, they took it to a new level. Second play of the game, big touchdown, they strike first.
The extra point, up and good. And the Texans will race out to a quick 7-0 edge. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
And he's coming off a game where he's pretty much held in check for the majority of the contest. He had a couple nice throws here and there, and I think that's what gives this team hope that he is the quarterback for the future, Mike, because when he's on, it looks like big boy football. The problem is they just don't see it enough. He didn't get into any sort of established rhythm, never found the end zone, and of course he had the 1 interception. I think today, get him off to a good start, get an idea of what the defense is looking to do to counter you, and find some easy layups to get this quarterback going. I think last week they weren't able to do it, and if they don't find early success today, I have a feeling the result might not be all that different.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's got room past the 35. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. And it's 4th down, so here comes Riley Dixon to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. First and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the first down.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. To throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. Down the sideline, inside the 25. And it's a gain of 19 to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Texans. That is 2nd touchdown of the game and 17 for the season. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the 1st quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer. Because right now, they don't have one.
The extra point is good. And the Texans move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league. Kirk is the motion man. On the ground, here's the Clemson product, Travis Etienne. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire 1st half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. A 1st down there on a gain of 12.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Back to the air one more time. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design.
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Back to throw. The throw on the run is complete.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
This has been a first half to forget on their offensive side of the ball. It just seems like it's been a snowball effect. Bad plays are leading to even worse plays, and that sack being the largest setback in the game, that's been full of them.
Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Texans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he comes into this final week of the NFL season as the leader in touchdown passes. Back to throw here to begin the drop. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
It's a gain of 10 yards. First down for Houston.
You hear teams talk about it all the time, Mike. Let's win at the point of attack. And boy, this team here early in the first quarter, they've done just that.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yard.
And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Touchdown, Houston. The quarterback had the decision to make, and boy, he chose the right one, taking it in for the touchdown.
The key to this play, Mike, is the decision-making by the quarterback. Get your eyes on that defensive end. If he crashes on the handoff to the back, you pull it, he gets out in space, and he does the rest.
The extra point is up and through. And the Texans move out to a 21-3 advantage. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They are facing an uphill climb early. Begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And not a whole lot there, up to about the 25. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run it once more with Etienne. 2, out to the 27. Here comes 3rd and... They'll throw out of the gun. Open man, left side, he's got it. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Quick hitting slant there. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars are back within 2 scores.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, in order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down?
Looks to finish the season strong. Now, faking the give. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Jaguars offense ready to get back to work. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Handoff here, up the middle. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Texans who have the early lead. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throw left side, going to be intercepted. And the Texans are going to get the football at their own 23.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Working the right side, taken in by Rice. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. At the 26-yard line. They go right back to Rice. He's got it again. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
And he will score again. Touchdown, Texans. It is his 3rd touchdown of the game, and 18 now on the season. This is turning into a monster game. Let's keep an eye on this. 3 touchdown catches alone in the first half. Could be a record-setting game. They'll line it up to kick the extra point. It's up and through. And the Texans add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And this is where we stand. Final weekend of the regular season is upon us. We'll know the brackets and the seedings for the postseason at the end of the night. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often like that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Texans offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Sudden change, so you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over, and now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they...
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. That caught by Davis. enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. He'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Now a give on the ground. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Third down and 9. He's going to air this out for Davis. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll come up here, first and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. The outside complete to Thomas. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll try to run. And he's going to have the Jaguars first down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on fourth down. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down. Throwing now from the gun. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Jaguars. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Texans offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. His drive will start on the ground, and he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings us second and 4 at the 35-yard line.
They'll stick with him again, and he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through, shut it down right away for a loss of yardage. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Open man is Davis. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Houston. In a moment, Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Jaguars will cut into that lead. So after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Something you do not want to see here in the final week of the season, as he will get himself checked out. Back to throw. Down the field, it's caught on that left sideline. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down. To the left side in the hands of Rice. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Back to the air one more time. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 3rd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. They'll look to throw yet again. Quickly to the outside and complete.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. This is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Now they'll set up to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he'll taken on in. Touchdown, Houston. No problem there on the extra point. And the Texans are able to extend the lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Halftime here on this final weekend of the NFL. And hold that thought. Let's get right back to it. We are ready for the third quarter. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jaguars offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10.
He's already been a little reckless with his decision-making up until this point, Mike, and now it almost backfires on him again. He has to do a better job of finding the matchups, finding the space on the field so everything is not a forced ball into these tight windows.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete. Back to the air once more on 2nd. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
A run on 1st down. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. He'll look to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. He'll come up to 3rd and 3. Blitz coming, he'll throw it. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And the Texans will take over at their own 14-yard line.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first misread. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the... Back to throw here to begin the drive. To the right side here, pass is caught.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And he's going to have that first down. Tackle made up at the 30.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
That's over the middle and caught by Rice. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force it.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Jags offense make their way out to take over once more. Interesting point here, Greg. This is one of those where, put me in the mind of the play caller. Are you thinking just keep the ball on the ground right now?
I think it's hard. I think a lot of it has to do with how much confidence do you have that he can work himself through it, because as the turnovers continue to stack up, your biggest fear is that the confidence breaks down. So a lot of this is really just how well do you understand, what kind of relationship do you have with your quarterback. If you think you can get him through it, keep putting the ball in his hands. If you think he's done for the day, you got a big question you got to answer, whether he should even be in the game.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now a give up the middle, and that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. To the right side, and Kurt's got it. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. First and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
In motion comes Thomas. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Jaguars cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit. So after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. And a nice run there on first down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going right sideline and complete. To the ground, a first down run. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
And a nice run. It's down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. That touchdown number 30 on the year, one shy of LaDainian Tomlinson's record of 31 touchdowns set back in 2006. Now for the point after. It's up and good. And the Texans will add one more onto their big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job by the return team. Frost. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll let one go deep for Kirk.
You know, Mike, the one thing that we used to say is it didn't matter how good you were or how long you played. Eventually, you're just going to have one of those days, and I think for this quarterback, he's got to be able to move on from this pretty quickly because this is about as bad a day in the office as you can imagine.
The home team's up. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll begin here on the ground. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Foye Oluokun with the play.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield. This exact situation here, Mike, tends to get a lot of conversation around the league. I think I'm going for it. I think here around midfield, you got to maintain possession, see if you can end this drive with some points. I think you got to stay aggressive, keep your offense on the field.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A quick throw, taken in. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. So, 3. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
2nd and a yard. They'll look to throw again. That's caught left side by Ingram. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. That caught by Davis. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down. 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll send a tight end in motion. Now, faking the give. And more of the same. Another interception. He works free, right side. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Texans. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick six.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side. The PAT, up and good. And the Texans stretch things out even further. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll go right back to Kirk again. It's complete. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to the air one more time. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll find his rookie wideout from Texas. 11 yards on the connection there. First down, Jacksonville. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Now a toss play, running left. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play. Third and long. He'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. It'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down. Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. A tight end in motion now. A third down. They'll try to get it on the ground. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up at about the 42.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this third and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
One of the tight ends motions right. They'll stay on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a second down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards.
46-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up third and 6.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. A pickup there of 13. It's good for a Texans first down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. They'll come up here first and 10.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So it's a win here for the Texans. They finish off the regular season in grand style. They are division champions. Get a home game next weekend. Wild card round of the NFL playoffs. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson. Our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.